I think his wife was in the jungle or something, wasn't it? Yeah.
But one of the persons he had a rift with, I can't remember which comedian it was. He wasn't there. I didn't see him there anyway.
Ooh, something going on there. Something going on there. Okay. So what else is on the agenda for today?
We had the London Marathon.
That's going on as we speak. We've obviously
I thought there was a win already.
Yeah, there's a win already, but there's still lots and lots of people still out on the course.
Okay. Oh, look at this. Gussam's telling me how to hold the mic. See, no one's ever told me that before.
Are we even live on Facebook?
Yeah, we're live on Facebook, brother.
Because I haven't seen it.
If he is watching, my coach for the under-9s at FC Pereira.
Why has it not come up on my feed? Oh, there we go.
It's a family show. Both your brothers are watching.
Yeah, my brothers are big fans of the show.
I like to say, though, at this point, now noticing that your both brothers are watching, my family has deserted me. They used to watch me all the time.
Now no, they're getting bored of it.
What's going on?
Well, Shokat, Shak, Ali, Slanikum to Iffy. Thanks for watching. Say something to let us know what you want us to talk about. Obviously, we're going to be talking about the boxing today.
Yes.
A little bit. There was also another big fight at 2 o'clock in the morning. I didn't watch it. Was it Broner versus somebody or other?
No.
It was an American fight. So if anybody watched that and wanted to talk about that. Also in this whole Amir Khan euphoria that's kicking off now because he's now back on the scene. He's now relevant.
After 2 years.
Yeah, after 2 years. I saw a rerun of the fight as well, which was playing on Sky last night. Which was
the 40 seconds fight?
No, it's a rerun of the fight against Maidana.
Oh, okay.
So he had a fight against Maidana. It was 2014 or something, 2013. But it was a classic. It was an absolute classic 12-rounder. And we do forget sometimes how good a boxer he is. Obviously, we were reminded emphatically last night.
Well, were we? 40 seconds? Does that really tell us much?
Well, it tells you that he didn't waste time with Le Greco, who's taken other decent fighters to 10 rounds.
Yeah, I mean, everyone expected Amir Khan to win.
Yeah, he was going to win. He was always going to win.
He didn't look great, Greco. I know it was only 40 seconds, but I'm no boxing expert, but his left hand was way too high. It was so open. It was like this. It was like he was posing a question to the teacher. He's putting his hand up.
I don't really know what that was all about, but still crisp, short, sharp punches with obviously a lot of power.
Yeah, very fast.
Yeah,
and then all this talk about Brooke, who was in the ring. How do you see that, allowing your challenger or somebody else in the ring at the same time just after the fight, so they can hype that up? That's not even. You do know
that they're both matchroom boxing now.
Yep.
So Eddie Hearn has taken Amir Khan into his stable after Amir Khan said, "I'm never going to work with Eddie Hearn in my life." And obviously, you know, desperate times call for desperate measures. But I mean, it's clear Eddie Hearn is the brains behind that. He wants to stoke up a little bit of animosity, a little bit of, crowd was jeering. They love that. They love the fact.
But it's not the first time, is it, where you have a fighter on the outside talking?
Usually they're at ringside.
Commentating, are they not?
Usually they're at ringside.
And I don't know if that's appropriate as well. He's getting airtime for the other boxers fighting. It should really be about that particular boxer, about that particular fight.
Yes.
Where the next boxer's there, he's already saying, I'll show him stars. He may be chasing stars in the jungle.
Was there an FA Cup semi-final yesterday?
And there was the FA Cup semi-final. Yeah, but football's normally second half, isn't it? There was snooker as well.
Yeah, no, I'm just talking about what we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, and then there was snooker. There's as well.
Snooker, Rocket Ronnie. Yeah, he's.
There's been some shocks. I honestly didn't know until I read or saw the headlines today. To be honest.
Okay.
In prep, there was a thing. He's been knocked out already. Mark Selby. He's gone out in the first round.
Mark Selby.
Yeah, and he was the defending champion.
The jester from Leicester.
That's
Mark Selby, isn't it?
What you are?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was knocked out, but Rocky, he did a good comeback.
He was 4-0 down, wasn't he, in the mid-session interval?
Yeah, and then I think he won the last 8, isn't it, or something like that in a row. He was 6-3 down eventually, and then it looked like he was going out, but good.
It's not bad. What else? Anything going on in the cricket?
No, not really. I've got nothing cricket unless you've got something for me that I've missed. IPL's
so IPL's kicking off.
I've really not looked at IPL at all this season. PSL was the league to watch. But no, IPL I've not followed at all.
So if he's saying Ronnie was on fire and then he said out to Perry, was that Rob Selby?
Probably yes. Rob Selby got
not
knocked
Rob
out.
Selby. I work with
Mark
Rob
Selby. Sorry,
I work with Rob Selby. Yeah. There's a guy named Rob Selby. Sorry. Yeah, Mark Selby. My bad. Selby out to Perry.
Yeah, I've not. All I know, he's got knocked out. I didn't really see who.
Yeah. So I take it if he's just watching the snooker and he chose to not help me coach someone this morning. He's like, I've got plans. I think his plans were just watch the snooker.
To be honest, I saw a text, but I was busy working as well. And
were you working?
I was literally, that's why I
had to cancel the session. That was the first session I cancelled.
I know. When I saw that, I did feel guilty. I thought,
it was your fault. It was your fault.
No, I felt guilty as part of the group.
Yeah, I mean, I did go around. I think I asked about 15 different coaches, but we'll talk about that off air. What else? So football, obviously. So Liverpool played as well yesterday.
Yes. What was that? Moaning about a dry pitch. Did you not see that at the end?
It's a good thing, isn't it? A dry pitch is usually a good thing, right?
Not for Klopp.
Okay, yeah. So if you're sliding around, you're cutting your knees up. That's not good. Plus, it's too dry. It gets a bit bobbly. He wants
it slick, doesn't he?
Yeah, usually teams put a little bit of
with a passing.
They put a bit of water on the surface just
I
to get it
don't think
slick.
West Brom did.
Okay, so they wanted to be a bit of a bobbly.
He had a bit of a dig at the end. I don't know if you saw the interview. He goes, "Well, they can play on their dry pitch next year in the Champions."
Oh, is that what Klopp said?
Yeah,
it's not like him to react.
I know.
He's usually above that, isn't he?
Okay. Usually, one of those days, like Arif sort of comment like "bad day at the office," and just get on with it, sort of thing. But
the big news is obviously Mo Salah hitting the 31 goal mark.
He's matched now Suarez, Ronaldo, and Shearer, I believe, are the
only three to have scored 31 goals in a 38 goal season. And he has 3 games left to beat it.
So he should surpass it, should he not?
Yeah, and he's actually, so I saw an interview of his, and he was talking about how he wants to surpass the all-time top goals scored in the Premier League, which was a 42-game season, and I think Alan Shearer got 34. So he's actually going for the 34, 34 and Andy Cole as well, he got 34. Andy Cole and Alan Shearer.
That was in, like you say, 42.
42-game season, yeah. So in the 38-game season, 4 games fewer. It would be fantastic if he did it. But what I like is he's actually honest about it. You know, you interview a player and you're like, so are you going for the record? Oh, I'm just trying to help my team win.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, come on. If you're scoring goals, you're helping them win. Yeah. That's a given. Every striker, every decent striker worth his salt has got numbers in the back of his head. He knows how many he's scored. He knows how many he's assisted. And that is what they get paid for, his goals. Nobody says, oh, he's a really good striker, but he doesn't score much. You know, it's very rare that you get that. Emil Heskey suffered from that because he,
even in this season, I suppose Lukaku, when he had a bad patch.
Lukaku is like 3rd top scorer or something, isn't he?
Yeah, but he had a bad patch. He wasn't scoring all against the top teams. And Mourinho was saying he's bringing so much to the team that I'm not worried that he's not scoring goals.
So, you know what? I think some of the criticism on Lukaku is very unfair, right?
To be, like you said about Man United full stop.
No. And I'll tell you why I say no there. Is because Manchester United are disappointing me on a footballing front. Yeah? You can't argue that they are second best to a really, really good Manchester City team, and, they're in an FA Cup final. So, having taken into account last season, I think it's a good season for them.
Oh, yes, a step up in
but
trophy-wise.
It's been depressing. Other than the City game, it's been depressing watching Manchester United more or less throughout the whole season. For me,
they played well yesterday.
Okay, I've not seen that. Yeah, I've not seen that. But yeah, Lukaku. So everybody knows Manchester United were after Morata, and everybody knows Morata chose Chelsea, or Chelsea beat United to the signing of Morata. And there was a lot of racist undertones with the description of the two strikers. There was. I mean, whenever you describe a black player as being strong, powerful, aggressive, and then a white player as being a very intelligent, striker with a lot of guile, and he understands the game and all this. It's like you're making it's a racial. I think for me, it's a racial comment. I think there's racial undertones there. But Lukaku's smashed it out of the park. If you look at Chelsea and if you look at United, who's got the better striker?
Yeah.
If you can turn it around and say, Kane's still going for Golden Boot and Salah's going for Golden Boot, so those two are nowhere. But no, they were the two talked about strikers. Kane was always going to be there. Yep. Salah's out of left field. It's a big surprise.
Yes.
It was going to be between Lukaku and Morata. So let's just keep it between Lukaku and Morata. And I'm sorry, but Lukaku, even like you say, when he wasn't scoring, he was doing the work. He was coming in deeper. He was picking the ball up. He was intelligent enough to know the runs on the right and the left. He was creating a lot of chances. He was using his own movement to free up space for people like Lingard and Rashford and so on. So... yeah, so I take exception to that. And obviously, if Arif was here, he'd be like, nah, Lukaku's rubbish. And that's fair enough. But I think it's been a bit harsh. I mean, he's on, 23, 24 goals?
I think so. He's in the 20s, yeah.
Yeah, and last season, he was about 28 total.
I think this is his best season, I think.
This is his best season?
I think this is his best season.
Yeah.
I'm sure I read that all.
And you've got to remember, he was the main man, at Everton. He was always going to be the one that they looked for, whereas now... you've got Sanchez you're looking for. You've got, Rashford, and you've got Lingard. Yesterday, Herrera, pops in. There's a lot of other options.
Oh, Herrera, talking about Herrera, I was going to ask one question.
Go on.
It's a bit similar to the not similar. But
Hey, let's get the guys engaging with the show.
Yeah, so
if you're listening on Facebook, guys, get your comments in. Thank you for your comments so far. Anybody else listening on Facebook, get your comments in and let us know what you want to talk about.
One question, and they can answer it as we go through. We don't have to discuss it. The Herrera spit that we didn't really mention. I don't know if you saw it.
I don't even know this.
Oh, right. Okay, so this is against the Man United Man City, or Man City Man United, the Manchester derby.
Right.
I believe it was half-time. They were walking off and walking through the tunnel. And as we know, the players are spitting on the floor as it goes. But he apparently, as he was walking past, he spat on the floor. And what was on the floor? The Man City badge as they're walking through that big, massive thing. So they're saying that he purposely spat and was disrespectful. He tweeted and said no. So I'm just going to put that out there and see what people think.
Do people think Herrera was that disrespectful to be spitting on the Man City badge?
And if he did,
I don't know.
Does it matter? He's a United player.
Yeah, I mean, he is a United player, isn't he? He's a United player. And,
why would you put your badge on the floor?
Yeah, that's an even better question. That's an even better question. Why would you put your badge on the floor? So the one thing I've seen in world football historically, which was like, oh my God, I couldn't believe it, was Graham Souness. Do you remember this?
No, go on.
So he used to play for Galatasaray.
Yes.
And they were playing away to Fenerbahce.
Okay.
I don't know if he might have been the manager. I don't know. He was either in the latter days of his playing career or he was a manager of Galatasaray. Now, let's not forget, Galatasaray, Fenerbahce, they stab each other.
Yes.
Right? That's a proper derby. That's not nice at all.
Galatasaray, we remember from Champions League days, don't we? How
yeah. I mean, that was like a cold, that was like a proper, welcome to hell kind of thing.
Yeah, you think City had it bad.
So he went into, after the game, and it was one of those typical derby games. After the game, he got himself a giant Galatasaray flag, and he ran out into the middle of the Fenerbahce pitch, and he planted the flag on the centre spot.
Oh, I remember this.
Yes,
yeah? Was that him? Souness?
That was Souness.
Oh.
And since then, he's basically he's a marked man in Turkey. Like if he ever goes to Istanbul, to the wrong side of Istanbul, he is going to be in trouble because I mean they're really passionate. Those fans, they're absolutely crazy. It's like we don't see anything like that in England. So comparing to that, if he's spat on a Man City badge but just happened to be on the floor, it's not a major thing. But having said that, I mean obviously in current day and age, the whole spitting thing as well. That's not. But then athletes, I mean, during the marathoners constantly are spitting on. They're spitting just to get rid of the saliva and to help them to breathe and stuff.
So. Oh yeah, I mean, when I was younger, I didn't like it. I still don't like it. But I'll be honest, I think it's less and less I see it, or either the cameras don't show it as much. I don't see many players now as spitting openly as they used to. Yeah. On the pitch, sort of thing.
Do you remember Jamie Carragher used to empty his whole nasal passage and stuff? It was a little bit. He still does. He still does. Yeah. He was a little bit over the top, wasn't he, with his personal hygiene? So guys, call in. Let us know what you think about Amir Khan. Have we learnt anything? Was it an easy opposition, an opponent last night? Did you go to the fight? Did you feel like it was money wasted? Apparently it was a really good atmosphere though, Liverpool.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was surprised when you said that he was getting a lot of stick from the usual Asian brothers and stuff, because 40 seconds, I would not be cheering as much as the crowd were cheering after 40 seconds, saying, yeah, what a great match, what a great boxing. I'd be like saying, fix. What's going on?
Yeah, no, you're right. I think in the arena itself, there was a lot of I mean, obviously, you're not going to pay all that money to go and hate on Khan. So clearly, everybody that was in there was going to be a big,
maybe not
massive.
Booed him, but I would have been disappointed in the fight. I wouldn't have been as cheering and saying,
and I think any boos would have been directed towards Le Greco.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, this is a boxer, like you said, who's given good fights to other boxers, 10 rounds. I don't think I don't know.
No, he's done okay. He's done okay.
No
he's
one
lost
expected him to win.
Nobody expected him to win.
But nobody expected him to go down within the first 40 seconds.
Yeah.
Do you think... Oh, you didn't see it, did you?
I did see it.
Oh, you did see it, all right. So do you think the referee called it off too early? I mean, he went down... I know he went down 15 seconds and then it was a big punch. What are you trying to come on my face?
No, as in like I can actually hear you now. If you're speaking to the microphone, that's how it works. You've got to speak into a microphone. It's like when Arif is on this side of the seat. Literally, he's talking to you and he's like, no. And that's all I'm hearing in the earphones is just the mumbling. Or is that what he's saying to you? Just mumbling. Maybe I'm not missing.
When he talks about Liverpool, it's all mumbling to me.
So maybe I'm not missing anything. No, we do miss Arif today. Arif, get well soon if you're not feeling well. I'm sure you are listening. He's not one of the people watching on Facebook Live, so maybe he's tuned in on the old-fashioned radio.
Turning the knobs.
But you're right. Like, so the first one caught him and he just shook his head and smiled and said, oh yeah,
that was
lucky punch.
Jab, really,
And then Khan went in and caught him with a good right, good left hook combo.
Good combo.
And then tried to finish him off. I think the ref should have given him another count.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, and then I think he should have given him one more chance to get into it. He wasn't, I mean, it's not like he was, sometimes they just completely, their legs go and they're out of it. He wasn't dazed. He was knocked, and he was knocked down, but he wasn't dazed. He was still able to protect himself.
After that, he didn't look like he was boxing technique wise. I don't know how it goes with it. You just said like he was able to protect himself. He didn't look like he was.
Well, we've got a few massive fans watching us on Facebook Live. We've got Sidra Shabir, who's a big fan of boxing, Abdul Star, and also Waj Ajaib. Waj Ajaib, we know he's a friend of the show, regularly calls in. Waj, if you're listening, you can call into the show, mate. It's 01733 602 133. We'd love to hear your views on the Amir Khan fight.
After all that cheering and jumping,
go on,
of Amir Khan, I'm back, 40 seconds, knocked him out.
Yes.
Shouldn't he really be really disappointed, thinking, I've not really learnt much? How many rounds
you know what boxers, what they do is, they train for 12 rounds.
Yes,
and he said that. But if the fight is over early, they'd go back and they'll end up like training. They'll to get their
like
workout. They'll have like a full-on warm down. Like it's like sometimes you see it in professional football where like when a substitute comes on in the 88th minute just to wind down the clock. The team go back in and the subs who've just had a couple of minutes, they'll stay out and they'll do like a full-on session because they've decided to not train that day because they're playing and they've only had 2 minutes, and they'll stay out and they'll get lots and lots of leg work in and lots of ball work and all that kind of stuff and just have a full-on session on the pitch before they hit the showers. So I'm sure he's done a bit more work in the back. And I mean, given it was 40 seconds, given that he looked like he was in good condition, he should probably try and bring a fight forward, shouldn't he? He should probably
another fight in
July. Yeah, July. So it's a long way away. End of April, mate.
He's
got Ramadan. Yeah, he's not going to catch it in before Ramadan, and you don't want to do it too soon after.
No, unless he had a fight on that same night with Brooke. He was there on the ring. Could have said, "Come on."
Yeah, because Brooke was like fresh. Yeah, Brooke looked a bit heavy though. Do you think Brooke looked twice the size?
That when he asked him, "Were you going to fight me?" He says, "I'm a 147."
Yeah,
and I came up to 150 for this fight, but that's it. If he comes down to my
he wants Brooke at 147. Brooke fights at 154.
Yeah,
it's half a stone. I mean, why did nobody suggest a compromise? Both of them get to 150. Yeah, you lose a bit, you gain a bit, and get it done. I think it would work. It would work.
Should he go for Brooke now though, or like you say, or like we're saying, he should look for another couple of fights, find out where he really is.
So my view is, when Eddie Hearn took Amir Khan, Eddie Hearn doesn't do anybody any favours. Let's make no bones about it. He's a businessman.
Yes.
And Amir Khan was in a bit of a desperate situation. And I'm sure because they've been wanting that Brooke Khan fight for years, when Khan was more relevant. When Khan was chasing Mayweather, Brooke was chasing Khan.
Yeah.
Right? And Khan kind of said it. He said, you made a name off the back of my name. Yeah. You only got a name because of me. To an extent, that's true. But Khan was in desperate straits. So I'm sure Eddie Hearn said, you know what? Let's get you back on the map. Let's get you relevant. And once you're relevant, the condition is you have to fight my man. Yeah, because Eddie Hearn wants that big fight. Probably. Maybe Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury might be the biggest British fight ever. Obviously, Groves. What was it? Groves? Frost Groves, yeah? Frost Groves. That was to date. That's probably been the biggest fight. You've also got Hay Bellew. Yeah, these are big fights that pull in a lot of attention. I'm sure the thinking there has to be, let's make Khan relevant again. Let's keep Brooke fighting and thereabouts. Let's keep the animosity there. And that's a perfect example last night. Yeah. Brooke came into the ring, kind of called him out. Khan said a few things and just walked off with his entourage.
Well, he said, I've joined Eddie Hearn or your banner, just chasing you. So I'll come closer to you.
I don't think he's... Yeah.
And then he walked off.
Yeah, I don't think that's strictly true. Do you know what? The window's open. I think it's raining.
Raining? How do you close the window?
So, Kasim, the roof window, what's it called? The roof light? What is it called?
Sunlight.
The sunlight roof light window thingy is open, and I can feel a few drops. It's nice. It's quite refreshing.
You're in the building trade, or your family's in the building trade?
Yeah, we just call it like a roof light.
Is it?
Yeah. Thanks for putting me on the spot. So I'm just a little bit worried about the equipment here, Kasim. So do you want to come in and close this?
Asim's legged it.
First? Has he gone?
Oh, there. He's just walked in now.
Yeah. So Waj, what did you think? What did you think of the fight? What do you think about Brooke Khan? I think a few more fights for both of them, and then maybe back end of this year, early next year, let's get it on. 150, Khan Brooke. I mean, if we're
I
lucky,
still think it'd be too early for Khan.
if we're lucky,
I think Khan needs a couple of fights.
Yeah.
After being out for 2 years, with all the problems he's had, I think that fight yesterday doesn't. Okay,
but he's not young anymore.
Quick.
He's not young anymore. Like, he is, what, 32 now?
31.
31, okay. So maybe he's still got a couple of years in the tank, hasn't he?
How old is Brooke, do we know?
Brooke's a little bit younger. I think Brooke's 29. So, but
Khan,
yeah.
still quick. I mean, again, with the 46, he seemed very quick, but it was so quick. I just think he needs...
Anybody's quick when you got a defence like that.
Yeah. When you're putting your question up to the headmaster.
I mean, we saw that one combination to finish him off, and that was lightning sharp, wasn't it? It was, even in slow motion, it looked quick. So, so it says a lot.
Yeah, so even when they show the highlights, they show the whole 40 seconds, isn't it? The highlights of
highlights last night's fight. There you go, just for the full rerun. We saw the first bell, we saw the last bell. But yeah, a little bit of a shame that Le Greco didn't take him a little bit further into the fight. And I think a massive shame that the referee kind of called it as soon as he did, because it would have been nice to have at least let Le Greco find his feet, maybe put his defence up a little bit, and just get to the end of the first round.
Yeah, I think he did call it off a bit.
Is that the quickest knockout that Khan's had? I'm sure they were saying something like that when they last night.
I don't think has he had another first round knockout? I don't even know if he's had a first round knockout.
He's had a few knockouts. I don't know if
first round knockouts. I don't think
he's gone quicker than that, then he'll have been up a real as they call in the business bum. He'll have been up against a real.
Some spectator just to pull him out. Let's have a fight.
Exactly.
Right. So London Marathon. Have you been following it? Because I know you're a good runner.
No, I'm not a good runner. I'm getting back to it.
You're a good runner.
I've run in the past.
Yes.
So
I'm comparing myself.
Mohammed Farah.
Yes. Brother Mo.
Brother Mo. He ran the London Marathon. He finished third behind. I'm afraid I can't pronounce the fella's name. But he finished third, and I think it's actually a massive achievement.
Sorry, is that when you say he's finished third? Is that today's London Marathon?
Yeah, today's London Marathon.
All right.
So
I didn't know he was running today. I mean, I know the Kenyan Vivian, and I can't pronounce the surname, has won the 2018 London Marathon, but Paula Radcliffe's mixed gender race world record remained intact.
Say that again. Paula Radcliffe, what?
Yeah, I've got it here. Mixed gender race world record remained intact. Whatever that means.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, when
so
both men
okay. So both men and women are running in the same.
What were you going with that?
That's why I was like, Paula Radcliffe is not mixed gender. No, she's not. She's a woman, right?
Yeah.
I'm not. Have I missed something? We didn't cover it on this show, did we?
Did you not listen to the show last week?
I was like, where have I been? No, so London Marathon. Hang on, why does it say London Marathon 2017 on the BBC? What is
I've got 2018. It was won by the Kenyan
Kipchoge. Yeah, Mo Farah finishes third as Eliud Kipchoge wins. But Mo Farah, he breaks the British record. So he's got the British record for men.
Wow.
And also, let's not forget, Mo Farah is a 5K or 10K runner. That's what he specialises in. And the marathon is 41.9k.
Bus.
Yeah, just 41.9k. Yeah. So he's running 4 times longer than his normal competitive distance.
Wow.
Actually, Kasim, can you hear me? Seriously, this is getting a little bit annoying. I'm getting wet now, and I'm a bit worried about the microphone.
Yeah, and it's the rain. In case
so if you're listening, Kasim, you really need to.
Well, we're going on a break anyway.
Are we?
Kasim will resolve that, and when we come back, Arsene Wenger, he's gone.
Yeah, how long have we got to the break?
Now, 2, 1.
All right,
after the break.
Stay tuned to Salaam Radio after this short ad break.
Thinking about iftar? So are those who have nothing to break their fast with. Feed a fasting person at Masjid Al-Aqsa for just £6 a day, or give a family a whole month's supply of food for just £65 in a country of your choice. Make a difference to someone's life this Ramadan and earn multiple rewards from Allah. Now is the time to give. Visit humanappeal.org.uk or call 0161 225 0225.
Salaam Radio and Penny Appeal present an evening of Qawwali, a tribute to Ustad Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, a live performance by Chand Ali Khan Qawwal and Party, and Mushaira and Ghazals in aid of building water wells in Pakistan. Sunday 29th of April, doors open at 6 p.m. at the Gladstone Park Community Centre, Borge Boulevard, Peterborough, PE1 2AN. Tickets are £10. Contact Kasim on 07722 55884 or email info@salamradio.co.uk. That's the Qawwali Show, Sunday 29th of April. Doors open at 6 p.m. at the Gladstone Park Community Centre, Bourge Boulevard, Peterborough.
Need car parts quickly and at a great price? City Auto Parts offer competitive prices, trade accounts and a delivery service in and around Peterborough. For all your parts and accessories requirements, visit City Auto Parts, 30 Fitzwilliam Street, Peterborough, PE1 2RX. Call us on 01733 347711 or visit www.cityautoparts.co.uk.
Hate crime is a serious matter. Hate crime is a serious matter. It is important to report all incidents to give the best chance of prevention. If you're a victim or witness of any hate crime or incident, you can report it easily online at peterborough.gov.uk/hate crime. It only takes around 10 minutes and there's no waiting in line. You can choose whether to give your name or a further statement to the police. Please report any incident of hate, whether a victim or witness. As always, for emergencies, please dial 999. For non-emergency, please dial 101. Hate crime. Together, we can stop it.
Need a great place to chill out? Look no further than The Lounge for quality food and drinks at a great price. Try our varied menu: pasta, seafood, burgers, grills, salad, soup, rice and sides. Also hot and cold drinks, milkshakes and mocktails. Leave room for our exquisite desserts. The Lounge, 417 Lincoln Road, Peterborough. Call 01733 709 306 to order for delivery. The Lounge, friendly service with a great atmosphere.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إن الغضب يفسد الإيمان كما يفسد الصبر العسل. That anger ruins faith just like the aloe plant ruins honey.
Peterborough's community radio station, Salaam Radio, 106.2 FM.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back after the break to Salaam Radio 106.2 FM.
I really needed that break.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What was it? A cup of tea?
I've got myself a cup of coffee. I was away in Hull Beach, and it's an absolute mission. It's a 40-minute drive.
Hull Beach?
Yeah, and I had to take 6 boys with me, and we left. I left the house. Check this out. I left my home at 10:20 a.m. to do pickups. Collected all the kids. Left Peterborough for about 10:45. Got to Hull Beach for about 11:30. Did a warm up. Waited for the kickoff. The kickoff was delayed. We had a 12:30 kickoff. Didn't finish till about 1:30, 1:45.
What was delayed?
So yeah, they had like some kind of, I don't know, delay with the referee turning up for a previous game, and they were playing on the same pitch, and that game didn't finish in time, and blah 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 blah.
Tell you what, these referees, shocking.
Yeah,
shocking. They get paid. I remember one game playing for the A's.
Yeah.
Referee went to the wrong pitch. Didn't come back to our ground until about half an hour late. I think it was probably 45 minutes late.
Okay.
We get worried that we're going to play in the dark.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah, because it was like it must have been winter time and stuff. Yeah, but no, we managed to. I managed to get back, drop them off, and make it into the studio. What, 30 seconds late?
Brilliant.
Oops, sorry.
Yeah,
sorry,
it was on time, and then we've got people like Arif, innit? And he's like,
oh no, if he's not well, he's not well. Come on, give the guy a break. Come on.
He's not well.
I mean, giving up a 2-goal, giving up a 2-goal lead to West Brom is quite sick.
Did they celebrate at the end?
Yeah, they all held hands and went to the crowd and thanked them for their support.
So there wasn't much football on Premier League wise.
Well, have you got the result in for today? You got Arsenal 4, West Ham 1. Yes, it's full time now. So Arsenal 4, West Ham 1. So good result for Arsenal. Good result for Wenger. Wenger's gone. We got to talk about Wenger.
Yeah, Wenger's gone.
Okay, so this is what I think we need to talk about. I think we need to talk about Mo Salah record. We need to talk about Arsene Wenger.
Yep.
We need to talk about the FA Cup semi-final. And we also need to talk about the forthcoming Champions League games. So that's 4 things that we need to discuss, and I'll leave them to your discretion how we go about those.
Yeah, okay. Also, I want to talk about...
What do you want to talk about?
Roy Hodgson, what he's done for Crystal Palace.
Roy?
Yeah.
What about Darren Moore?
Who's Darren Moore?
What about Darren Moore, manager of West Brom?
Well, we've got a caller.
Have we got a caller?
Yeah, we've got Waj, brother Waj.
Oh, okay. I think you're going to have to put those 2 yellow faders up, yeah.
Those up. There we go.
Assalamu alaikum. Waj, you are live on Salaam Sports here on Salaam Radio.
Walaikum salam, Image.
How are you?
Sorry, I haven't. I'm very well. I'm tired. I'm shattered, actually. We've been to Liverpool and back. So,
are you still on the way, or are you home now?
No, we're back. We're back. But, yeah, I'm sorry. I did tune in initially.
I did see you, yes.
And then I had to come off for a bit.
No problem at all.
Yeah,
so, tell me. Firstly, tell me, what was the atmosphere like in Liverpool?
The atmosphere was amazing. It truly was. You know, everyone was like, of course, because it was only 40-odd seconds.
Yes.
On my family group, they were like, "Oh, was it even worth it?" You know, it took you 4 hours to get there, and you were there for 40 seconds.
Yeah.
But of course, it was. It really was. It was fantastic. We loved it.
Yeah, I mean, you'd prefer you'd prefer a 7, 8, 9 rounder, but the fact is, you were there supporting Amir Khan, and that's a lot more.
This is the thing. Look, the bottom line is, we needed him to win. We didn't want him to lose. That's why we went to watch him. We wanted him to win. So he got the job done, and that's.
But what did he learn from that win? What did you learn from that win, Raj?
Well, in my opinion, it seems as though his right hand is definitely better, because that uppercut, the way that he came in, it was beautiful. And if you look at some of his past performances, even with Canelo, he is very dependent on his left. He's not putting.
Yeah, he's got a good left hook, hasn't he? He's got a good left hook.
He's got a very good left hook, but he also, if you look at his early days, in his early career, his right hand was very active. And in his last few fights, if you look carefully, you'll see that his right hand, he was pulling it back. And from my own experience of injuries, when you're injured on that side, it is hard work. You can't do it. So he looked fresh. And
yeah. So I mean, I was going to say Raj. I was going to say with the right hand, he tends to use that right hand just to set up the left hook rather than using the right hand as a weapon itself.
Yeah. No, I agree. So in this fight, it seemed as though the right hand was doing the work. And the uppercut, which I think more than anything else, he just bamboozled Le Greco. A lot of people are saying, reference the opposition, blah-de-blah. Look, this guy's only been beat by world-class people.
Absolutely.
Sean Porter, Errol Spence, as we know with Errol Spence, what happened with him and Kell Brook. We're not talking about average fighters. These are world-class fighters.
Yeah, and he's gone the distance, or he's gone a long way with them, hasn't he? So he's not like he's no journeyman.
He took the Errol Spence Jr. fight on a 5-day notice, and he lasted, I believe it was 3 rounds.
Okay,
but he was trying his best. He was fighting. It was a brawl. It was a fight.
Yeah. So Khan's next fight is in July. Is that right?
Well, that's it seems, yes.
Okay, so tell us what you think about Khan Brook, because it seems like Khan's involvement in Matchroom has been basically it has come about because of this potential Brook Khan fight or Khan Brook fight, however you want to market it. What do you think about that?
Well, the biggest fight that both of them are going to ever have. It is the biggest money fight for the pair of them. So it's inevitable because the money is just too big for them not to make this happen.
So if you were going to put money on it right now, not that I'm obviously endorsing that.
No, we don't endorse putting money on it. Who would win? Is that what you said?
Yeah, who would it be?
Yeah. Who do you think wins? Who do you think wins? Khan's Brook.
I think Khan. Speed kills.
Is that?
And he's too quick.
Is that your heart or your mind? Is that your heart or your mind?
No, that's both.
And is that on the
educated?
Is that on the 155 or on the 147 or the 150?
No way at 155. Not at 150. At 147, Khan beats Brook every day of the week. 150, 154, different story.
So 154. So 154 is Brook's fighting weight. Current Brook. He's two-time world champion at 154, isn't he? So he's got 2 belts rather. But 150 would be a good compromise, no?
Well, regardless, look, when they make 147, they rehydrate. So when they rehydrate, they're probably fighting at 150 something.
Yeah, 152, 153. That's fine. But
yeah,
I mean, that's like
thereabouts.
that's the night before versus the night
Now,
of the
problem
fight.
is
Yeah.
that when they rehydrate, when Khan rehydrates, he won't rehydrate to where Kell Brook will rehydrate to. This is the difference. Khan will come into the ring a stone lighter than Kell Brook. It's not a fair matchup. It's really not. So this is what happened with him against Canelo. Canelo was like, I can't even remember how many pounds heavier he was.
So help me. I'm a little bit uneducated in this. 147 to 150. That's, you're talking 3 pounds. You're talking 1.5 kilograms.
People
How
like George
significant?
Rose put on nearly a stone in weight overnight.
Sure, but what I'm saying is, if you're saying fight at 147 and not fight at 150, I know 150 we just put it out there because that's what Khan was fighting at last night.
Yeah.
But 147 versus 154, I can understand. That's half a stone. That's significant.
Yeah.
147 to 150. It didn't, for me, it doesn't seem like a massive compromise for Khan if he genuinely wants the fight.
Well, look, that's down to Khan and his team. That's up to them.
So why are you calling in for? Why don't you get them to call in then?
Well,
Go on. Sorry, no, go on.
If you call Bilal, he'll ring up Khan for you because he's got his number.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But no, it is just about that image. When they rehydrate, they get a lot heavier.
Sure.
So I think that if they weigh in at 150, Kell will still come in at something, which will be a lot heavier than what Khan is. So it won't. I don't think it would be a fair matchup on any other weight but 147.
Okay.
Kell Brook can make 147 because we know that because he was a welterweight world champion. He was champion.
Yeah, he's been there before. But then with age you grow, don't you? With
that.
age you grow and you get heavier. So
I get that. And now if you look at him, even in the ring yesterday, he looked huge.
he looked massive. Yeah, no, this is what I was saying to that earlier. He looked about twice his size.
Yeah, I don't mean height-wise. But Khan's actually taller than, which I didn't realise up until yesterday.
All right, can you tell me one thing? Can you take Kell Brook seriously when he talks? Because he's got the funniest voice ever, hasn't he?
Well, there is that, innit? But look, jokes aside, it is the biggest fight in British boxing.
Yeah.
It's going to be the biggest welterweight battle that we will ever see.
Well, I was saying, we've got a few coming up. We've got potentially Joshua Fury. That would be massive, yeah?
Yep,
obviously, the Hay Bellew was a big one. Obviously, the Froch Groves was a big one. So it looks like British boxing is back on the map with fights like that.
Definitely. Domestic fights. This is, the money's in the UK. When it comes to the boxing game at the moment, all the money is in the UK. So making these matchups, it's great for us as fans. It's fantastic.
Sure. Yeah, it's easier to get to Liverpool than it is to get to Vegas, isn't it?
Goes now. Yeah. It's not, I think that both of them need a few fights before they get there to really build it up. But yeah, it would be a mega fight.
And when do you think they might get this on? Just your view. I mean, I know.
I don't think it'll be this year or next year. I think we're looking the year after that.
Yeah, Hamad's on the Facebook as well. Hamad's just echoing what you're saying. He's saying it's about making Brook lose the extra few pounds, which will weaken. Hence why Khan only wants him at 147.
That's correct.
Yeah, I mean it's a dangerous fight at 150, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a dangerous fight at 150. I mean, he took a big risk fighting Canelo when he did.
So boxing, I mean, it's a little bit about your bargaining power. Obviously, if you've got the belts and people are chasing you, you can demand a 70-30, 80-20 split, all those kinds of things. You can demand where the fight takes place, all this contract negotiations. But I would say that isn't Khan a little bit desperate by going to Matchroom? Isn't he in a weaker bargaining position? Sure, last night helped, but isn't he still in a bit of a weaker position? Whereas Kell Brook, he's fine. He's with Matchroom. He's been with Matchroom. He's got a couple of belts. He's getting on fine. And it was Khan that became almost insignificant in terms of British boxing.
Yeah, well, you look, long periods of time out of the sport will make you. In any sport, you'll start to, of course, you go back on. You're on the back burner, aren't you? You're not on the forefront of everyone's mind.
But isn't that still a tarnish on Brook's record that he hasn't beat Khan?
Look, the bottom line is, in answer to what you're saying, Khan, I don't think this is a desperate move. I think it's a case of he knows he's only got, and I'm sure Hamad will agree with me on the chat, he's got 5-6 fights, if that, and he needs to make the most amount of money that he can. So the fights are in the UK. It's where the money's going to come from.
Yeah, it's a business. It's a business.
He's made the right decision as far as his. I'm sure his accountant said, go to Matchroom, they're offering you the most amount of money. And that's what it boils down to. It is a money game, isn't it, at the end of the day?
Yeah. Yeah. Waj, thank you so much for calling in. It's actually been very informative, as always. Always a pleasure. A good friend of the show, Waj Ajay. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, Waj.
Alaikum assalam.
So yeah, interesting stuff. Interesting stuff.
I see why you like that headphones. These ones are really.
These are really good. Honestly, you can hear. I can hear you really sharp as well. I'm sure if Arif was there, I'd still hear him mumbling. Arif is going to get it. He's not here. That's what happens. You get it if you're not here. So football. Let's go.
Yes, football. So Wenger. That's the biggest news.
Legend.
Legend. Time too late.
Too late to leave.
Yeah, he should have left a couple of years ago.
He was pushed, wasn't he?
Oh, no doubt.
Or he was taken to the edge of the plank and he chose to jump rather than being forced off.
Yeah, they had meetings, didn't they?
Saved himself the ignominy. What's the word?
Embarrassment.
The embarrassment of being sacked. Look, when you've got somebody like Sir Alex Ferguson turning up a massive tribute to somebody who, he's been almost proper close to fighting him in deciding to not share his bottle of wine after the game with.
Yeah,
they've
one of the managers.
To be honest, in my whole knowledge, in my whole memory of the Premier League, Wenger, Fergie, that was the big clash of the two managers, and there's no doubt Fergie's the greatest British manager in history, and for him to now pipe up after he's been quiet for the last couple of years, hasn't he? He's not really said much. To come out and give him a full-on proper, your competitors on the sidelines, but I've got nothing but admiration for this guy. He's carried himself so well. He's generated Arsenal as a business, as a brand, as well as a football club. He's given him 3 Premier League titles. I mean, let's not forget. I mean, I know if you're comparing him to Fergie, he's 3 Premier League titles. But how many managers have got 3 Premier League titles?
Well, no.
Yeah.
Mourinho,
has he got 3?
He's got 3.
Different stints, though.
Different, yes.
Yeah, different stints. I mean, Mourinho's got plenty of leagues. Obviously, he's won him in Italy and in Spain as well. But I think Arsene Wenger, for me, so my point about Arsene Wenger, and I'm sure I've mentioned this on the show before, is how do you take somebody like Alexander Hleb and Nicola Flamini, and
he brought these players in it. Henry,
he brought these players in,
Vieira,
Anelka, he bought for like 700,000 and sold him for 18 million to Real. Great businessman, and not just that, the players that left Arsenal, other than Henry, who obviously was a very, very special talent. Other than Henry, I can't remember a single Arsenal player that's left Arsenal and been very successful.
Fabregas did well at Barcelona.
Yeah, I'll give you that. But he tried to keep Fabregas, didn't he? He did his best to try keeping him. With the others, though, Flamini went. He was average.
I'm sure he could try to keep Henry.
Yeah, no, I'd say Henry is a world-class talent. And to be fair, Fabregas is pretty much world-class as well. And Fabregas was always going to go home to Barcelona because he obviously learned his trade in La Masia. What I'm saying is, you've got the likes of Anelka, who was unplayable, and then he went to Real and he did okay, and he came to Liverpool, he did okay, went to City, he did okay, went to Bolton, did okay. You've got the likes of Vieira and Petit. They were incredible. They didn't really do it at that level. You've got Perez, who, to be fair, kind of gave more or less his whole career to Arsenal.
Yes.
But do you remember Jose Antonio Reyes? Do you remember how good he was?
Oh,
yeah, and he did nothing. He went back to Spain. He did nothing. Flamini, Hleb, who else was it? Gilberto.
Do you think that's in the end of quite a few players that are already in the club now, though? Because there's quite a shouting, the defenders in particular, that the fans are saying they're rubbish, and yet Wenger's stuck by them, and he's probably brought the best he can out of them. Another manager comes in, and again, which manager are you going to pick now? I know West Brom were sacked. Well, he left, didn't he? What's his name? Pardew. He's available.
Pardew is never going to manage again in the Premier League. Is my view. I might be wrong. But go on.
But so who would be? I mean, will they feel threatened now? Will they be looking for another club?
So yeah, we'll come on to that in a bit. But I mean, what do you think? Like, do you think Arsenal? Do you think Wenger still had the players playing and responding to him the way he has done in the past? I think that's a pretty straightforward question. I think it's obvious what the answer is.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I just think their heads have dropped, and
they've stopped buying into his ethos. They've stopped buying into his.
Because there was such a big gap between Arsenal and the other clubs.
Yep.
And I think the players just thought we're not going anywhere here.
So as much as it's a shame,
that, I don't think they were great players that he had in there, and he was bringing the best he could.
Oh, okay.
You know,
that's interesting because he has spent big recently.
Oh,
You know,
recently in the January he got the striker, didn't
no,
he?
he's got Aubameyang, he's got Lacazette. He spent a lot of money on Ozil. He spent a lot of money on Sanchez. Mkhitaryan's recent one. That was a spot,
I'm
isn't
talking
it?
about recently.
Yeah, but it's not like he's not spent the money. He's been very, very tight for a very long time, and then he's decided to spend. And
Last 2 seasons at the most, is it?
he's been spending. Spending for the last 2 seasons. Yeah, maybe 3. Ozil was probably the start of the big money signings, wasn't it? Ozil and Sanchez came. Yeah, exactly. But Xhaka was a bit of a bargain basement buy. Mustafi was a bit of a bargain basement buy. A Bellerin, he done well out of Bellerin. He's still picking up players and actually getting them to perform relatively well for what he's paying for them. But then when you spend the money that you spend on Aubameyang, Lacazette, you need instant results.
Yes.
As in you need them to just hit the ground running. And to be fair, they've not been bad. Laka and Aubameyang, they've not been bad.
Not individually, but as a team performance, because they're not winning games, it's always going to go, well, you spent all
Yeah,
this
and
money,
that's because
you're
they're
not
still
winning.
relying on Wilshere, aren't they? They're still hoping Wilshere comes good and Ramsey's still there. And only
Do you
this
think
January,
those players will go now with the new...
they have to, yeah. I mean, only now have they let Walcott go. Walcott's been there since he was 16. And he's only just gone in January, hasn't he? So they've got...
And he hasn't really shined much, has he, at Everton?
He's been all right. He's a good Everton player, to be fair. Yeah. Him and Rooney have elevated that team a little bit. They're definitely the quality standout players in Everton. But tribute. I mean, fair dues to
Well, I
Arsene
think all
Wenger.
the professional players are paying. All the professional in the team are all paying tributes to him. They're all saying that Arsenal had the greatest team, even better than City, with the Invincibles. And in that particular season, no other team are going to go unbeaten. They can't see any other team doing that again. I can't see any other manager lasting that long. You had Sir Alex Ferguson. You've got Arsene Wenger, who's probably done, I think, 10, 15 games more than Alex Ferguson. But I don't see any club hanging on to a manager that long.
No, we're not. Yeah, we don't live in that kind of time anymore, do we?
No, that era's gone.
That era's gone, yeah. So people used to go for stability and expect...
Who next? Because Wenger was Well, I'll hold back there. I was going to say nobody. No one heard of him.
He was a bit of a nobody. I mean, he'd done a bit of work in Japan. Yeah, and a little bit of work in France.
Yeah,
but
he
was...
changed everything, and
But that tells you how much he's grown Arsenal. So Arsenal were the type of club that could go pick a nobody and expect him to do it. Now they can't. Because now he's given them the Emirates, and he's given them Champions League for 17, 18 years consecutive, and he's given them 7 FA Cups, 3 Premier League titles. All of a sudden, they are maybe the 4th, 5th biggest club in England because of what Wenger's done. So now they can't go for nobody. Now they're talking about Luis Enrique from Barcelona Man. They're talking about him. Brendan Rodgers, they were talking about.
Yeah, I was surprised with that name.
I was a little bit surprised as well. I mean, I have to say, Brendan Rodgers, he does have a very... well embedded plan on how he wants to play. He's very focused on his the ethos is the big buzzword, isn't it? He's got a very specific...
Rodgers, Liverpool close, weren't they, to win the Premier League? So was that
Brendan Rodgers, Brendan Rodgers. That was the year that we nearly won it, yeah, thanks. But we let it slip,
yeah. But did he really do that well in Liverpool in that one season?
I think he did well in Liverpool for 2 seasons. He helped them grow, and then he helped them compete. And then the 3rd season, he was always going to either win the Premier League or fail miserably and get sacked. And that's what happened.
Did he not lose Suarez in his era that they lost Suarez?
I can't remember who sold Suarez. But, I mean, Klopp couldn't keep Coutinho. How could Rodgers be expected to keep Suarez? It's just one of the Barcelona comes calling you.
I think with this Liverpool team, they are very blessed and lucky to come with Mohamed Salah.
Yeah.
He was out the blue as well.
Yeah.
Okay, he played Chelsea. He wasn't successful.
I think you take Mohamed Salah out, and we won't be in the Champions League semi-final, and we probably will be battling for fourth, rather than looking fairly comfortable with it.
Yeah, and possibly second, sort of like fighting still for the second, aren't you, with United? Was it 3 points gap?
No, I think we're 3 behind, and you got a game in hand as well.
Yeah, but United inconsistent after watching them defeat West Brom.
Yeah. Oh, have we not spoken about that in the show?
No, we've not spoken about that.
But okay, your views then, Wenger. What do you think?
Wenger, I think he had to go. It was late. My concern is who's gonna. It's gonna be a similar United situation where as soon as Alex Ferguson went, they're trying to go not with a big name, David Moyes. Okay, he's done well at Everton, and they thought, go with the philosophy. Didn't work out, and I just think there is going to be that transition period, and it will probably be another couple of years where they don't fall in the top 4 until they find their feet. Because the players that we've named, Staffy or Wilshere, they're going to have to go. They're going to have to rebuild, and I can't see them buy 6 or 7 players all at once. And even if they do,
I mean, do they have any exciting young talent? Is anybody really catching your eye
Was it their right
Arsenal
back?
just
Was
yet.
that?
Bellerin.
No, that was City we were talking about, and it had the decent right back or left back
Yeah.
youngster. That
So I don't see. That's the thing. I'm not excited by them anymore, and they've had
No.
record drop in season ticket renewals, which is never a good thing for the board. So obviously
No.
those kinds of things are going on. They've done this just to inject a little bit more interest in the club from the fans, the fan base, and so on. Arsenal fan TV hasn't helped.
No,
It really hasn't helped.
I do watch that though.
It's hilarious, but it really hasn't helped.
They're all happy.
But I think it was telling that Arsene Wenger, who is the face of Arsenal, has been for the last 22 years, didn't actually make an official statement. You know, it was that Gazidis fella
who came out,
came and did the press conference, and Arsene Wenger apparently released a statement. It's not like him to release a statement.
But he's going to have to do the press, isn't he?
He's going to do it, of course. Yeah, he's probably done it today after the match. Yeah, we'll catch that tonight in Match of the Day too. But yeah, it's a bit telling. It's a bit telling. I think he's the kind of guy, he would have come out and said it by himself.
Last 3 games or 4 games they've got now, in particular Europa.
Yeah.
He knows he's leaving.
Yeah.
He's said that. We all know now. Does he go a bit more daring and think, you know what, let's go for it. If you don't make the Champions League, not my headache.
Chances. I mean, I think 90% of the people expect them to go out against Atletico. Atletico are genuinely one of the top teams in Europe right now. I've said it. I think I said it a couple of weeks ago.
But they didn't expect a great result in their previous. So who did they play?
Moscow.
No, was it Moscow?
Yeah, they beat Moscow in the last round.
I thought they beat another strong team. Sorry, go on anyway.
But yeah, so Moscow in the last round. I've said it a couple of weeks ago. I said the Europa League this season is probably harder to win than the Champions League.
AC Milan, sorry, wasn't it? AC Milan, one of the...
AC Milan, yeah, Milan.
I think they beat Milan, on it, who hadn't lost at home for hundreds of years. And so sorry, go on.
I think Wenger, he doesn't necessarily need a win in the Europa Cup.
No, he doesn't.
For him to, legitimise.
If he was staying on, I think he that was.
I think the pressure's off.
Pressure's now.
And I think a lot of the players owe him a lot. A lot of the players there owe him a lot, and they need to turn up and play the last few games. It would be excellent to see Arsenal win the Europa League, and that's coming from a non-Arsenal fan. I think it'd be brilliant. It'd be a really fitting send-off for Arsene Wenger. I mean, look at Ranieri got sacked after winning the Premier League for Leicester. Who the hell are Leicester winning the Premier League? And then they sack him.
Do you reckon he'll manage again? Sorry.
Yes. Yeah, I think
the Premier League.
Gazidis said it, didn't he? He said, he's got plenty of...
Do you reckon he'll do it in the Premier League, though?
I don't see why not. Frank Lampard left Chelsea and played for and played for City, didn't he?
Yeah.
So, Owen left Liverpool and played for United.
Yeah.
Yeah, so players do it, and managers get bounced around all the time. Rafa Benitez was at Liverpool, and then he was at Chelsea.
Legends as all these players, yes.
So Rafa Benitez won the Champions League with us.
Yeah, but he wasn't a legend, was he?
No.
Thank you.
I mean, nowadays you can be a Liverpool legend by playing 2 full seasons. It's like, he's played 70 games for us, Liverpool legend.
Roy Hodgson.
So tell me about Roy Hodgson. What we're talking about? You've done a really good job.
He got sacked as England manager, and everyone probably thought his career was over. What has he done for Palace? He's turned them over, has he not? Surely they're safe now. I think they're 5 points above or 4 points above.
Yeah, Roy Hodgson.
And the reason I want to mention because we always talk about the top 4.
Of course we do. Yeah. No, I think you're absolutely right. I think Roy Hodgson's done an excellent job. He's a very measured man. He's a very sensible guy. He's got his own thoughts. He's not like Gareth Southgate.
If he was already sacked by England, who would be on the list, wouldn't he not? Well, not sacked or left at England. He would probably be a member for England manager.
So if you had a choice between him or Southgate right now, you'd choose him, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Maybe he's for Arsenal.
I don't know. So Arsenal, I think Arsenal are going to go for someone relatively young. Just to give the impression that they're looking for somebody for the next 5 to 10 years. Whether they do that or not, I think that's what they're going to do. I'm not sure.
Well, we've run out of time.
What?
Thank you very much. It's 4, 3, 2, 1. So see you inshallah next week. I love this.
Have you visited Amar Food Store?